Wow, remarkable stuff. It looks really exciting there, Hugo. We have in the featherweights in our next bout, it is Mathieu Aboya taking on Jeb Bitrus. And that is the featherweight division here in the African Knockout Championship.
Oh boy, this is one I'm really looking forward to. Did you know Mathieu Aboya is actually a very popular actor and yeah, stand-up comedian back in Cameroon. But he's also a very decent fighter. But he's going up against Jeb Bitrus Jr. Today or tonight is his debut, and he's a very dangerous young man. In the women's bantamweight division, we have Joy Obanla, who we saw up against the woman King Duse, and it was a very surprising victory. And she's coming up against Sana Manda, the Wonder Woman.
She's a crowd favorite, isn't she, from Morocco?
She is.
And as a matter of fact, she's the only female fighter to have won a fight in the African Knockout Championship via submission using the arm bar. So that's going to be an interesting fight to look forward to. But last but not least, it's going to be Memon Kone from Ivory Coast or Cote d'Ivoire taking on the Superman, Chad Hanekom from South Africa in the middleweight division. And boy, that is one miss.
Oh boy, we haven't seen Memon Kone before in the African Knockout Championship. Is his debut, and what type of fighter to face on your first fight in the African Knockout Championship? And it's no other than Chad Hanekom, Superman. He's one of the most dangerous fighters we've seen in the championship, and it's definitely going to be a baptism by fire. So we'll see how good Kone is.
Well, it's time for us to head over down to Emmanuel, who is our ring announcer for the announcement of the next fight that we have for you here in the African Knockout Championship. Over to you, Emmanuel.
Ladies and gentlemen, now please welcome, making his entrance, Mathieu Aboya.
Now, you mentioned that he is a bit of a public figure in his native town of Cameroon. We saw his countryman, his patriots, just win his last fight, in our last fight. And he looks ready. He looks to be in poised mood, if I can use that phrase, shadow boxing. He's clearly an entertainer, dancing his way to the arena, to the cage. Look at that, look at him go. Look, you have to learn some few moves from him, can't you?
He's known as the Panther. He's known as the General. He's known as many names. He's known as Cola Sucre. Yeah. And he's definitely a colorful character, man. At the weigh-in yesterday, he seemed very focused, very dangerous, very quiet. But when I met him and chatted with the guy, he's a very friendly dude, you know. Be very interested to see what he brings. I mean, this is not stand-up comedy. This is the real deal. This is dangerous. This is dangerous sport. So I'm sure he would have prepared well for this.
Well, he is obviously a man of many talents, like my good man Hugo has mentioned. However, it will be the most important talent of them all, the skill he has learned in the cage of the mixed martial arts world, that will be the most important for him this evening. You've mentioned his many nicknames, but he's going with the Black Panthers. An interesting one, and one would say that perhaps age is not on his side, especially when you know that combat sports, like I say, is a young man's sport. However, we've seen many athletes defy the odds. We saw the late great George Foreman become the oldest heavyweight champion in boxing. Nothing is impossible, right?
I think George Foreman was 40. Was he 40 or 41?
He was in his 40s, yes.
Yeah, and I mean, even in mixed martial arts in the UFC, Glover Teixeira became the light heavyweight champion when he was 41 as well. So this kid is only 32. He's still very... What?
You just said kid.
Victor is a young man.
Oh, my goodness.
This is a very young man at his prime.
Well, he doesn't mind entertaining, as he's looking forward to having a great night here at the African Knockout Championship. Obviously, also his debut as well.
Oh, yeah, he looks very serious. Looks very serious. He looks in good physical shape. You have to be.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, making his entrance, Philemon Jeb Bitrus.
Wow. The African Spartan is here. Bitrus, can he redeem Nigeria? We have been on a bit of a losing streak so far tonight in the African Knockout Championship. The African Spartan perhaps may be here to rescue the show.
Listen, the smile on my face, man. I need to stop smiling. You know what? I train with this kid, and I'll tell you one thing. It's not because I train with him. I might be a bit biased, but I tell you what, this boy works hard. He's the full package. He knows how to strike. He knows how to wrestle. Relentless pressure, boy. He's definitely going to bring it, and he's been waiting for this moment for a long time. He's been pretty dominant in other championships, other promotions, but this is the African Knockout Championship, and it will be interesting to see how he levels up against the best in Africa.
Well, it's the African Knockout Championship like you mentioned, and this is where the best go against the best. He obviously has the attention of the home crowd. He's known as the African Spartan. Lots of support from the audience here. Can he translate this energy? Can he use it as fuel to perhaps get the victory tonight as he takes on an unknown quantity in Mathieu Aboya?
Well, he'll just have to learn how to deal with the pressure, because I guess that's all he'll have to deal with, because if it's about preparation, he's definitely prepared. If it's about the physicality, you can look at the boy. He looks like a specimen, boy. Yeah, it's just the pressure. He's an Abuja boy, but you can hear the amount of support he has all the way out down here in Lagos. So a lot of pressure on this young man's shoulders. But let's see if he can deal with it. You know, some people break under pressure. Some people become diamonds under pressure.
Just to let our viewers know that they can also be a part of this on social media. The live chat is blowing up in lots of comments and predictions of people saying their thoughts on this one. The African Spartan has made his way into the African Knockout Championship game.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is 3 rounds of 5 minutes each action in the AKO Championship Featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner is a boxer making his professional MMA debut. Fighting out of Douala, Cameroon, Mathieu, the Black Panther Aboya. Introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner is a boxer and a wrestler with a professional MMA record of 3 wins and 1 loss. Fighting out of Abuja, Nigeria, Jeb African Spartan Bitrus. Our referee at the center of the ring is Chinasa Victor.
Fighters, defend yourself at all time, obey my commands at all time, touch me if you want, go back to your corners.
Okay. Well, I have to be honest with you, Hugo. The crowd seems really excited for this one, and the just kind of picked up, the business picked up a bit here.
Oh boy.
And we are ready to go. A quick look at the tail of the tape, where you have the age advantage for the Nigerian, the reach advantage for the Nigerian. However, the weight kind of favors ever so slightly Mathieu Aboya, and of course the experience in the corner of the Cameroonian.
Well, you know, age doesn't always mean experience. I'd say Jeb has been on the scene for a little while, so I'd say this is more like a test for Aboya than it is for Jeb.
This is the first round of our 4th fight. It is in the featherweight division. It showcases Aboya from Cameroon, known as the Black Panthers, in the blue corner and white trunks, taking on Bitrus from Nigeria, fighting from the red corner in the black trunks. And we are ready to go, and both fighters trying to mark out their range here, Hugo.
Both fighters keeping this in the center. Very good. He got the kick, tried to finish the takedown, but Bitrus was very wise to And now they find themselves in a clinch situation, and Jeb has him by the cage, and he's very strong in these situations. He's going to drop to his knee very soon and shoot for a double leg.
Well, that is very predictive from Hugo. However, you are indeed right. He's trying to attempt a takedown. But I have to say, in the early seconds of this fight so far, Mathieu Aboya, who seems to be making his debut, he's holding his own, and a bit of an exchange of kicks, of knees, I should say, to the midsection of both fighters. And they are obviously in a clinch right now. And it is a matter of strength and endurance at this point, right?
Oh yeah, Aboya looks very, very strong in that clinch.
He does.
Very, very strong. Jeb was able to land a sneaky knee in that exchange. Oh, and now he's gone for an outside leg trip, and that was just perfectly executed. And Aboya is on his back, but in half guard. Oh, Chen has... there's this thing Jeb does. You might not notice, but let me tell you what's going on. He's using his chin on Aboya's cheekbones, orbitals. It gets really uncomfortable, and it makes you give him what he wants, which is a better position. And now he's in the full mount.
He is indeed in the full mount position. Leading up to the takedown, we could notice a roar from the audience, and here they go again as Jeb is trying to establish dominance whereby he can unleash those strikes, and he gives a thumbs up. He gives a thumbs up in the middle of the fight. Oh my goodness, the elbows are coming down now. They are coming down now. And he's talking to Mathieu Aboya. I don't know if Aboya can understand any word he's saying.
Yeah, because Aboya speaks French, don't he?
I believe so.
But I'm telling you, he's definitely understanding this language of violence. And this is a very uncomfortable position for Aboya, but he still seems to be in the kitchen. But he's taking so much damage, and the ref is asking for more. I think he's withering and he's breaking.
I think it's over. It's all over. It's all over.
What a way to introduce yourself.
The African Spartan.
And there seems to be protest there from Aboya. He feels like the fight was ended a bit too early, but I tell you what, those were some very, very dangerous and damaging elbows.
Remarkable celebrations from the African Spartan, Philemon Jeb Bitrus, to the excitement of the crowd.
This is ridiculous.
It's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
It is amazing.
I mean, I think I've seen that poster before, and I just saw it again. The billboard or placard or whatever it is that says dog, and that's definitely from Jeb's gym. That's the TMA saying.
Wow, he is so excited for this one.
Well, very, very dominant performance. First round finish. Back to status quo.
We are back
to status quo.
We're back to normal, aren't we? We are back to normal. An impressive victory for the Nigerian Philemon Jeb Bitrus, also known as the African Spartan.
I mean, it was definitely deep waters for Mathieu Aboya, and he couldn't swim. He drowned, you know. Definitely a rough introduction to the African Knockout Championship. A debut for both men, but we can see Jeb there from the clinch. Very good outside leg trip. Once he got on top, he knew he was in the dominant position. Gave us the thumbs up, addressed the hands, face wide open, and he just let those elbows go. I mean, he could have thrown some hammer fists, but he wanted to get the job done nice and early. Let his intentions be known. And what a finish. Very, very, very dominant performance. And shortly we will be going. Oh, here we go. The official statistics. Not too many strikes were thrown, but hey, quality over quantity, and every strike seemed to do a lot of damage. We can see the takedowns there. All it took was one takedown. Not too many strikes were thrown, but very dominant performance by Jeb Bitrus. And shortly we will be going into the cage to get the official results from Emmanuel.
gentlemen, we have our winner after 2 minutes, 49 seconds of the first round. And here is your winner by technical knockout, Jeb, the African Bitrus.
Jeb, right this way, Jeb. This way. Before I start this interview, very quickly, Lagos, make some noise one more time for the African Spartan. Yeah. Philemon, I have to ask, what an amazing performance. What was the game plan coming into this fight? Because Aboya was making his debut here in the African Knockout Championship, and when you were in the cage, what was going through your mind as you were going about your business and eventually getting the technical decision in terms of the knockout?
For the game plan, I would say we did everything, man. We worked all around it. We've been building our way towards this. I didn't just find myself here. I've been actually preparing for the bigger guys, the A's. So this is just like a piece of cake. Yeah.
Well, very confident from the African Spartan. One question in my mind is, what made you jump over the cage and into the crowd? What was the reasoning behind that?
To be honest, these guys came all the way from Abuja. Look at them, all of them. That is TMA. I don't regret my action. I will jump over the cage 10 more times for them. I love you guys.
Obviously, so much love and support from the Nigerian audience here. Final question is, you mentioned that perhaps this might have been a bit too easy for you, and you're looking for the bigger guns in the featherweight division. Do you mind calling out any of the bigger guns and what they should expect coming from you, the African Spartan?
With due respect, I think I'm ready. I'm not scared of anybody. I can ground and pound Malumba. I can knock out Diata, and I will submit Yusuf. Bring them all. I'm ready for them, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to the African Spartan. Once again, thank you.
I want to give a shout out to AKO for making this, for giving me the opportunity to show my skills in front of the world and everyone here. And I also want to give a shout out to my team. Without them, I won't be here. TMA, shout out to the world, guys. And I also want to give a shout out to my family, my loved ones. All this is not me. There's a lot of people, solid pillars behind me, so I want to give a shout out to all of them. Thank you, guys. This is just the beginning.